say, why don't you go to school now? And he's like, I'm not going to school.
No.
I said, but look how early it is.
How you going to school now?
School's not even open.
What's the point now? Can stand out there for like 45 minutes.
So I was like, no, sorry, I'm not going out.
Can't do what though? Stand out there for like an hour.
It looked good for them to be standing out there for school to open.
What's going in now for?
Just stand out there. I'm just like,
What do you mean?
I said, why? And that's what Simon was doing. She didn't have no one outside there.
Huh?
Standing up at the school.
I don't understand why though. 8 o'clock.
But that's what I said to her. I said, why are you staying to school so early for? Like, oh, yes, learn discipline, how to get up and get yourself together. I say, yeah, you get up. I say, and then I realized, I said, okay, I'll listen to you, however you want to do it. Because then it's up to them, yeah.
Obviously, it's their son.
After some time, I'll just be like, well, I'm not even saying anything, or like, I said, shut up.
Probably wouldn't even have said nothing anyway.
Hmm?
Probably wouldn't even have said nothing.
But then she would call me and she was like, oh, can you bring Raheem home because you hear about the thing that's happening on the roadside with these kids? I'm like, you sent him to school so early in the morning.
What's he got there now
And you
for?
can worry about the
She
fact
sent
that I
him
need to bring him home with you.
She sent him
And then
out
what
the
she
house.
does afterwards, she's like, oh, can you just hold me for a little bit? I'm not at home at the moment. I'm all kind of rubbish. She plays too much games as well, man. She's a mind, a game player in her head about some stuff that just, all the wrong. Then this one downstairs, the Raf goes to school with his roller skate on it. And I said, Raf, every time I start on the bus stop, you know the man I let you on the bus. I said, why do you not have your school shoes on and then put your roller skates around you? Because he has one of them things where you can hold roller skates, over your neck. So I said, why don't you do this? You know they're so aggy about the fact.
What school is it?
He doesn't go to mainstream school, he goes to a school for kids that have
What?
behavioral problems.
So he's been kicked out of school.
Exactly.
So he got kicked out of school, now he's just in
Any mad people's school that look like all kids are all on steroids or all on something that doesn't make no sense.
They used to have one school like that, boy. It's been lately. One school, just one. Everyone used to go, every person that was bad, super bad, all the bad kids from all of the borough. Very bad kids.
You don't want to go there.
Super bad. How anyone going there? No normal kids going there. Only even rage kids that don't
No,
go
but
to
have you
school.
ever beefed with people down that side?
What?
That's
Beefing them, they're bare, just anything, like just guys that just do madness.
But you know what?
Bunking school and just bare.
Guess what? Because his family used to go to white people. He sit down at the window and tell them because they ain't let him up, right? He's gonna jump out this window. There's a window and he sit down up the jam for nearly 3 hours, threatening them that if they come close to him, he's gonna jump out the window. People that have to call police. The whole school. I said, but fuck, what if? He said, I said, what if?
That's what happens. Yeah, it is, because that's what happens when you marry, like when you see your baby.
And then he he's his fucking dad's side. I said, Dave, because it's in front of him.
It is though.
He said, but mom, you don't fucking understand, man. He said, fucking shit, I have to be.
No, she should have known before she got with that family. She knew what she was doing. The family, like, they're not normal.
Every time you go to a man, that's your fucking side of people. Look, it didn't make no sense in your head.
But it's
You're
true.
not correct.
But it's true though. She's not even wrong.
The way she just said something.
I know their family.
Every time you'll be looking at me like,
I know their oldest brother. You understand? And their whole
Mom, you
family.
don't understand because you're not around like this, but I'm telling you, if you know, you know.
Yeah,
Fucking people, man.
yeah, it's
On
true.
that side.
It's true, man. They're mad. Like,
Like, she just gets so irritated about it.
she shouldn't. She said she's ready. She shouldn't. She shouldn't get mad because that's her baby daddy that she laid down with and thought that she was doing something good with. She shouldn't be doing that.
And then she says stuff. I thought I could have changed him from the circle or changed him from the ways of it. But I'm here like this at a counter.
They're all crazy, man. Using them lot, the younger ones ain't as crazy as now. I think the one of them are. The oldest one has lost it a long time. Just doing bare madness. They know he's doing that in and out of jail like crazy. Man in and out of jail for like 10 years old.
Oh, God.
Like, you know what I mean? The older brother's like, that's what I'm saying, the older brother was in them schools. He wasn't even going to school. He didn't go to no damn school from about 8 years old, 9 years old, man, he going to school. Little Chris.
And then now he doesn't, right in his head. Like his school starts at 8:30. Sometimes he'd be at the bus stop, let's start at 11 o'clock. He'd be at the bus stop in the morning, like 10 o'clock. School not start about 2 hours ago. So I'm like, Tiff, I messaged her, like, Tiff, Raf just at the bus stop now. So that's his business. Face and wash, uniform, have on, finger and all kind of stuff. It just looks like, I'd be like, oh my God. And that's why when you say to you, Jack, and stay, Tyreek not know that because he has mad tendency. One time he's alright, and sometimes he just wants to be some money. And then take him even because imagine her own son Tyreek would mess with Tyreek. She would beat him for even say anything rude to Tyreek. So because we don't want to argue that, we just let Tyreek stop. Actually, look at that. Sorry, so hot today. Trainers too. You should see my feet today. I had to take my shoes off.
When?
Outside, it was so hot.
What are you talking about?
What are you joking?
Come on, man. It's not that hot that you unemploy your damn trainers, bro. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Wait.
Shamari, check your phone. Let's just come. Just tell me. Just show me your phone. Tell me. I should check your phone.
296860. You're gonna need it again because I'm going to wash. Bring your leg. There is cream. Why am I looking into the here and there's cream on your leg?
Hey.
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing my book here. I've seen the same book that I put in yesterday. It's there twice now. These lot are annoying, man, but I couldn't see it. It wasn't there. They're so annoying, man. No, it's the same price. Oh, God. Huh? Nah, it's two different things. I have to work it out and see what's really going on. Because it's so weird. Like I knew I had the book on there, but I couldn't see it nowhere on my thing. Yeah. Why? How are you not able? Why don't you just put on your clothes and walk with him quickly? Why don't you just quickly walk with him then? You're acting like it's far.
Yeah, but I'm not walking to school and then walk back.
Why not?
Because I just don't want to. You walk with him to school there.
I'm on my trading.
Yeah, but Tarek's going to go to school and be on the phone.
That don't make sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
It don't make no sense. So you'd rather do that.
Walk with Raheem to school?
Yeah, you can walk with Raheem. Obviously, there's two of them, innit?
It's Raheem. See Raheem's going to Raheem. Well, you just go to school late because I can't rush myself. Oh. gonna be late, I'm just letting you know. Pardon? But you haven't even checked her.
Terry, go and check.
No, she was early.
So go and check then.
Go and check. How you just don't want to go and check? Come on, Tarek, put the phone down and go and check.
Guys, put in your trainers.
No, it's upstairs.
Just put in your trainers. Tarek, you heard what I said? Just put on your trainers. Gone now.
Can I wear my clothes and I put it in my bag? My school shoes in my bag.
What are you talking about, man?
I wear them. And when I teach you anything, I just wear my school shoes in my bag. You probably will because I've worn them before.
Don't bother that type, man. Just wear your trainers, man.
So, is that it?
Just wear your trainers. What are you meant to wear, Tarek?
I never wear them properly. Dad. And also my big football. The hair. I also my big football. I was like 2 balls. And the name they counted. I just felt it. It's kind of awful. Before I just did football. You know, well done. Mom, you really done right. Love you. Okay.
What is this for? I started the biggest social media business channel in the entire world where I interview millionaires and billionaires on their advice to the younger generation. What did you do to become wealthy?
What did I do? I've owned 4 or 5 companies.
What was your main business?
Now I'm in private equity.
Now you're in private equity.
Right. What's the? I thought I wanted to be out there.
I'll show you the channel after. I promise you it'll be worth it.
It's a few hundred million. It wasn't a big company.
A few $100 billion.
So it's not gonna go.
Last year, among the most successful people that you've met throughout your career, what do they all have in common?
Whether you're a billionaire or a millionaire, most guys that get into business are willing to take risks. That's the
Were
bottom.
you a big risk taker?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What was the biggest risk you took? Maybe a lot of people were telling you
Well,
not
my second deal, I leveraged my house, everything to buy the company.
to put everything on the
I
table.
put it on.
Were there some people telling you not to do it?
Oh, for sure.
Why did you not listen to them?
Look, I think at the end of the day, an entrepreneur might have
Tarek.
to loosen his
Were
head.
you a little crazy?
No, not
The
crazy,
door.
but I think you have to really have a lot of confidence. The one thing I'll leave you with would be if you're going to get rich, there's a few ways to do it. Maybe you become CEO of a company, which is pretty hard, but you got to own your own business.
Do you think somebody should start or buy a business in today's world?
Definitely fun.
You folks think what's your best negotiation advice for somebody at that table?
Never make the first offer.
What are they trying to pressure you to make their first offer?
Well, you won't do it.
How old are you now?
70, oh, gosh, I'm 76.
Incredible for 76.
Well, thank you.
Because you're in private equity. What's the best investment somebody can make in today's world? You're in the money business, right?
Right now, the trend is going to be manufacturing in the U.S. Our private equity firm only buys U.S. manufacturing companies.
So you can get rich doing that in today's world.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to make money. Everybody thinks manufacturing is down and dirty. You can't make a lot of money at it. It's not true.
So you got amazing advice. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you.
You're not going to get your way.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when? Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made?
Bye bye, love you, yeah.
forget this formula. In the beginning, God. In the beginning of your pursuit,
Yeah. 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 I'm just following up about some restrictions on my account. I had to send you some information about a deposit. So I sent that already. So I was just wondering, my account is still blocked. My name is Jermaine, which is Jermaine. And then the surname is Nyantyi. KYI. 18 for the 12th, 1980. Give me 1 second. Expiry date is, where is that 29th for the 5th, 2029. Okay. Okay, no problem then. Cool, thank you then. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, okay, I understand. Thank you. I sent you. Bye. Bye.
Why extract the fan? Why do smoke over?
I just open the door.
Why you not going to extract the fan?
You-
And why are you sitting down there in the dark like this?
It's not dark.
Well, no, it ain't dark. Because before it was bright. So how come now it ain't
Yeah,
dark?
but it's not dark.
So why you didn't think about that before then?
What do you mean? Why would I think about that before? What do
Put
you
the
mean?
light on, baby.
I don't need the lights on. It's not too dark. It's not too dark.
Oh, man.
I don't need no light anyway. Like, it actually don't really matter. Look, this one light is bright enough. All right, I'll see you later. Market looks strong again. Looks like it wants to go back to the highs. Release up to that fair value gap. She's the kind of metal, deep conversations. This is the kind of metals, deep conversations. Finally, I believe in real life. This should be enough for you. I've been moving, and I've been moving. Been moving, and I've been moving. This is the kind of metals, deep conversations. Finally, I believe in real life. This should be enough for you.
Ability to set limits. And this leads to the next archetype needed to transform your trading. It is from this position that you learn how to become a better trader. You learn from your mistakes rather than hide from them or punish yourself. Like a kid learning a new skill, say riding a bike, mistakes will happen. And it is from these mistakes that you actually learn how to ride the bike, not from your successes. The nurture of the caregiver to be discussed shortly, and the courage of the warrior create a psychology of disciplined encouragement from which the brain learns. It allows you to become relaxed and open to learning, rather than tense and trying not to make mistakes. This is the difference between peak performance and mediocrity. The caregiver. The caregiver is that part of you that has compassion for someone or something that cannot care for itself. If your trading is fear-based, you definitely have a part of your trading committee which is not being taken care of. Look at the images of a mother and her nursing baby, and you will see the epitome of the archetype of the caregiver. If you have ever been around a child in distress, you will see and experience compassion, desire to comfort and take care of, trigger in the mother as an emotional state that creates the actionable state of mind. This is the archetypal expression of the caregiver, and it is vital to successful trading. Otherwise, you never forgive yourself for mistakes that are going to happen as you trade. And if you cannot forgive yourself, you stay stuck in the pattern that keeps you in problematic trading. The caregiver also has adult forms. In the aftermath of the 9/11 disaster, people in New York City, yes, even Wall Street Times, were provoked to a sense of compassion to help others in their suffering. We all saw images of men taking off their very expensive jackets and giving them to victims in an attempt to comfort them. This is totally out of normal behavior for this group of people, but the situation provoked a compassionate response from within them. It was part of their biological heritage to act this way. This is the expression of the archetype of the caregiver becoming an active part of the operative state of mind out of which a person creates his life. In my own personal organization of the Committee of the Self, Nelson Mandela is the symbol I use to evoke this inherent potentiality within myself. The sheer force of compassion as a tool for reorganization of the self is exemplified by Mandela's engagement with the Afrikaner government in South Africa. Mandela discovered that compassion was a far more effective tool or weapon for transformation of the South American government. It is this inspirational aspect that gives Mandela such a powerful symbol of compassion for me. Because of the energy of the symbol of Mandela, it enables me to activate the emotional state of compassion from which I then create a relevant state of mind. From this position, I can have compassion for the plight of the adapted self that I came to be. It is through compassion that this part of me is healed and becomes open to transformation. In the same way, compassion is a powerful tool for the trader. There is always a wounded part of the self to be found as a component in your trading mind. This is simply our human nature. Whether we call this human fallibility or our brokenness does not matter. As Albert Einstein aptly put it, we are all born into a raging herd of buffalo. It is a wonder any of us survive. It is the compassion of the caregiver living within us that can comfort and soothe the aftermath of being born into a raging herd of buffalo. Otherwise, this frightened, childlike part of the self takes over the committee of the mind and corrupts the A-team committee. Beating yourself up for making a bad trade is not going to help the future trader you are developing. It will only force the orphan and his fear to hide deeper in the shadows of your mind, a very bad thing. Having compassion for the pain of the mistake opens the door to reorganization of the self. The interesting aspect of compassion and the archetype of the caregiver is that it is the emotional state that transforms the self-limiting core beliefs about yourself into a higher sense of value. The sense of self-worth comes not from what you do, but from who you are at the core of your being. It opens the door to reevaluation of your identity with deeper meaning, purpose, and value as a human being. In compassion, you, at the core of your being, can acknowledge that you are worthy, adequate, and very teachable. It is also the antidote to the fear of the orphan. Accessing the biologically embedded self-compassion within you while in calm states of mind allows you to have self-compassion for the fearful part of the self. This not only soothes the fear of the orphan, It also reorganizes the very core beliefs of the self that limit the capacity to trade from a peak performance state of mind. As long as you, as a trader, punish, shame, or wish to abandon or kill the vulnerable and fearful orphan within you, you will continue to trade from fear. This is the essence of self-destruction. The fear will simply hijack your capacity to trade. Awakening compassion and self-compassion becomes essential to the development of the possibility of a successful trader. With the addition of compassion to the committee of the self, the probability of reorganizing the self into a successful trader is greatly enhanced. It is the tool with which core beliefs of the self are reformed. The warrior. The archetype of the warrior is expressed when we experience the courage that allows us to face our inner psychological demons, the ones that keep us in self-limiting beliefs about our capacity to trade. Many times when a person cannot avoid the object of their fear, they reach way down inside and find the courage to push through their fear. This is an example of a person pushed to the limit before accessing this element of themselves. It is always available, but it is often hidden from our awareness until critical times. This is what the woman who faced the polar bear from earlier in the book did. She accessed this part of herself and faced her fear. The warrior is immensely useful in certain moments in trading. Anytime you experience fear is the exact time that summoning up the courage of the warrior in you becomes critical. These moments tend to cluster around events like entering a trade where the trader has to pull the trigger. Many traders feel paralyzed to simply click a mouse in these moments. Pulling up the warrior allows you to take courage in the face of your fear. Other traders experience the need for courage when they are in the trade and it is moving. Out of fear, they get out before the profit potential is realized. Courage, the warrior, is needed to overcome the fear. In fact, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the capacity to act in the face of fear. Much of the earlier work described in this book, Stage 1 Skills, deals with developing the emotional regulation skills required to disrupt fear's capacity to hijack thinking and decision making. When calmed, the imagination can be refocused from being dominated by the impending doom focused on by fear to the courage of pushing through the fear to higher ground. Without the regulation of fear, it is hard to access the courage of the warrior. Using symbolic representation of the warrior needs to be careful consideration. Hollywood has often painted the warrior archetype in less than heroic terms. From Mad Max to Clint Eastwood to gangster representations, the warrior has often been portrayed as a loner simply fighting for himself. The portrayals mark the warrior as a